Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick. Joining me equally as always is Devon.
Yes, and today we get to let our gamer flag fly, although we're not going to use the game word because we don't associate with that part of the internet.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's just, in my brain, PewDiePie ruined the perception of gamers for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Okay. You stunlocked me a little bit with that.
Would you like to redo the intro and me not putting
No.
that up? I thought it was a funny joke.
No, it's fine. I got stunlocked. That's even funnier. So, we are talking about the announcements from the weekend just gone. We're going to start with the PlayStation State of Play. Then we're going to go to the Summer Game Fest. We're going to chat about the Day of the Devs. And then we're going to finish up with the Xbox showcase.
Yes. Rick will be leading us on our gaming journey. And, we might not touch on everything because some stuff either had so minimal information given or we just don't care about.
Yeah. And kicking it off is Wolverine.
Yes, this was on my hype list, if I recall. Or it just fell shy of getting onto my hype list. Because, unfortunately, earlier in the year we had the announcement from Sony where their single-player games will no longer be leaving PlayStation, basically, which doesn't affect me to a great deal. I have a PlayStation 5, however, it is a bit of a bummer because I want more people to play these games, and you shouldn't have to. It's the Nintendo problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So the PlayStation 5 is already quite a lot of the way through its life cycle. There's no point in me getting one, which means that if I'm going to play Wolverine, it's going to be on the PS6 as a look-back title.
That's not a bad thing, though, because if you remember from Spider-Man, because it's the same guys, they literally re-released it for the PlayStation 5, and all it did was make the game look better and load slightly quicker. So it's not the worst way of experiencing it. That being said, I still think it's shitty. I think it's shitty when Nintendo does it. Therefore, I think it's shitty when other companies do it. Xbox is a bit, the Xbox brand is a bit of a weird bastard child anyway, because they're owned by Microsoft that do PCs anyway, so they don't care.
Yeah. That said, they have been looking to restart the console wars, and between Sony saying this and Xbox actually, pulling their fingers out and having their own announcements that matter, we might be in for another war on par with the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 generation.
Here's the thing, though, Rick, is I don't care. I'm out. I've got a PC now that can actually play games. I'm okay with maintaining that going forward instead of... My argument was always the initial cost is a bastard, and that's true no matter what. The bright side is once you've gotten over that hurdle, you can just upgrade. Granted, I will need help with that because I'm not the most tech-savvy person in the world. I'm not tech-illiterate, but I acknowledge that there are people who are smarter than me. There are at least 2 people in my immediate friend group, including you, who know more than I do about PCs, and that's fine.
Once you get more confident with it, it's Lego.
Yeah, I get that, but again, it's always that. The first time doing something is always the most awkward and the toughest, and that branches out to pretty much any topic ever. That being said, we've waxed lyrical a bit about not Wolverine. I've been excited for this game for a while. The trailer doesn't really disappoint. It doesn't actually show up as much gameplay as they allude to, though, does it?
No, absolutely. He is very, very furry as well. He's very hairy.
I mean, he should be, though. The fact that they had straight up, couldn't see his muscles in a 90s cartoon because he was so covered in hair.
But yeah, Jean Grey shows up in the trailer.
Someone said take a shot every time they say Jean Grey's name and you will die.
But yeah, looking forward to this, but realistically, I'm not going to be playing it because I don't have a PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until closer. I won't. It takes a lot for me to pre-order a game. Usually the only games I pre-order are fighting games, and that's the day before they release, just so I can get the character that you can't play with otherwise. But in general, we need to kill the pre-order business.
Yes. Staying on the Marvel train, we've chatted about Tokon Fighting Souls in the past, in that it's the Marvel version of Arc System Works 1v1 2D fighters. So these are the guys that make Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear.
I will say right now off the bat, I acknowledge that Arc Systems is are passionate about fighting games and they love making them. I will also say I fucking hate Arc System fighting games. Because I like slower fighting games and Arc Systems are like, no, you need to fucking do frame perfect parries. I exaggerate slightly.
Yeah, and they look good to watch as well.
Yeah, when people know what they're doing.
Yeah, these are one of those things where they really lean into, if you can't have, if you want to have style or substance, why can't you have both? So yeah, like you say, they're very, very into the intricate mechanical side of it, but also putting their own HD 2D spin on things that it's been going back to like the PlayStation 2 era.
I don't think, mechanically speaking, they're any more intricate or delicate than any other fighting game. They just expect you to do it quicker.
Yeah. It's the clone of Monster Hunter problem. Like I'm bringing up Monster Hunter for no reason.
Well, it's because we spoke about it for the podcast.
We did, yeah. Monster Hunter is slow and methodical. You have to commit pretty much every action, and everybody who tries to copy Monster Hunter gets it wrong by trying to speed it up.
I mean, I'll take your word for that because I've not played Monster Hunter clones. I don't know.
Well, anything where you're hunting a big monster and you have speed, it's just wrong. It's just they're trying to copy something that is good, and that you've seen it with Souls games as well. If someone tries to copy a Souls game, they try to make it fast and more Musou-y while just making it bullshit.
I mean, okay, Souls is a different beast altogether, because I remember Lords of the Fallen that was boasted as a Souls-like, and that had the opposite problem. It slowed things down too much.
Yeah, apparently they fixed it in the reboot that's also called Lords of the Fallen.
I mean, I only played Lords of the Fallen 1 because it was free. There's a lot of games that I don't like that I've played because it was free, so therefore I played it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, back when PlayStation Plus used to give you good free games on the free tier. Not on the free tier. The moderately expensive tier before the one that's like £40 a month.
Okay, but the one... Okay, to defend Sony a little bit here, and I don't like doing that, you still get those free games on the normal tier. What the extra tier does is it gives you access to that fucking... They basically looked at Nintendo doing the shit with the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance and all that shit, and they were like, hey, we can do that. So now you can just access a bunch of PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games if you're on the highest tier.
Sure, highest tier's got that, and the medium tier is PlayStation Netflix.
Don't know what that adds.
It's like Game Pass, where they select maybe 200 games. Some of them come and go, but you've got access to those.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really don't like that system.
I know that the Demon's Souls remake is on there, for instance.
I mean, fine. Here's the thing: is after the game's been out for a year and a half, people aren't going to buy that game brand new at brand new price anyway. So why not milk it by making you pay for it every month?
Yeah. Wasn't expecting to see Rayman.
Before we get to Rayman, specifically the Fighting Souls trailer that we got focused on the Knights Doom faction, which I've never fucking heard of. I think it's something they've assembled specifically for the game, because I've never heard of a team up of Magneto and Doctor Doom.
Yeah, no. You would expect that Magneto would try to control the metal on Doctor Doom and stop him from doing stupid shit.
Okay, but here's the thing: is I wouldn't have expected a team up with them, but they kind of cancel each other out in the fact that Doom doesn't target mutants, so Magneto wouldn't have any beef with Doom until Doom starts invading shit. But Doom never tends to get that far, unless you're in a bad timeline comic.
Yeah.
And
we also those are like stealth good timelines, because if Doom takes care of everything, he normally does reasonably well.
Well, one of the motivating factors of Doom in the comics, or at least the comics when I used to read it, the lore changes based on the year you're in. But back in the day, one of the reasons why Doctor Doom was so obsessed with taking over the world is he grabbed the Time Stone and saw all of the futures, and the only future that wasn't fucked and destroyed and humanity gone was with Doom in charge.
Yeah.
But yes, we also saw we've got Green Goblin and Carnage. Again, doesn't make any sense for these guys to be part of this faction, but I guess they're doing a faction-esque splitting of the roster, so everyone's got their own mini-faction in the game. But yeah, it's nice to see some iconic villains definitely going to be showing up, and boy, they granted 2 of them are Spider-Man villains, and one of them isn't Venom, but...
Yeah.
Interesting choices.
So let's look forward to Venom being fucking DLC.
Okay, but I don't care. Fighting games are allowed to have characters as DLC. That's been a thing since time immemorial.
Yeah. Man, I'm just remembering the Disney Villainous board game where, well, calling it a board game, you know what it's like. And every other expansion was multiple villains, apart from Venom. Venom is just its own expansion for the same price. because everyone, they know that people are going to pay it.
I think Oogie Boogie was also standalone.
I think Oogie Boogie was in with other things. I think he was in with the Scar.
No, because I've got the Scar one and Oogie Boogie isn't in it.
Oh, okay.
Ratigan's in it, which is weird.
Yeah, very weird.
But yeah, sorry, we want to talk about Rayman. I'm not entirely sure what Rayman actually is, because they've revealed it. It's called Rayman Legends Retold. It's a weird 3D-esque design on a 2D plane.
Yes.
Is this meant to be a remake of the original Rayman? Because it doesn't really look like it.
Yeah, so it's Legends Retold. So I think the idea is that it's a compilation of earlier games brought up to this style.
Okay, but it's not the first game, because I've played the first game and it doesn't look like this.
Yeah, and it's got like characters that weren't just in the first game. Because I think the Valkyrie Viking lady, she was from later, wasn't she?
I don't know. It depends who you ask. I know for a fact that little green fucker didn't come in till the 3D games.
Yeah.
And nobody likes him because he's voiced by fucking Billy West. We love Billy West, but you know,
yeah.
He's obnoxious as that character.
Yeah, like whenever Fry gets whiny, just multiply that by like tenfold.
Yeah, except he's calling you a bitch and a moron the entire time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Banjo the Chef.
Yeah, this one was a bit of a surprise because they've got a DLC for Dave the Diver set to come out, which is going to introduce jungle, temperate waters, apparently. But apparently they're also working on a spin-off game, which, cool. I've looked at the trailer, doesn't really show off much, but it appears it's going to be Dave the Diver-esque in the sense that here's a bunch of shit you've got to do, except the shit you got to do is going to be based around cooking instead of other weird shooting stuff.
Yeah, so Cooking Mama, but for Banjo the Chef.
I mean, I played Dave the Diver. I love Bancho. I don't necessarily want to explore his backstory, but I will.
Yeah. They're redoing the original Tomb Raider.
Is that what this is? Legacy of Atlantis?
Yeah, so it's basically basically Tomb Raider 1 super remade.
That bothers me a lot because they've remade that game like 4 times.
Yeah, but at least they're sticking with a style that looks like Tomb Raider 1. Like, okay, she don't have triangles anymore, but they've done early adventures before, so apparently this is like a sequel to, like an actual sequel to something that depicts early adventures that take place before Tomb Raider 1.
So it's not a remake?
It's a remake of specifically Tomb Raider 1, but not her very first adventure.
What does that mean, Rick?
So, like, very first adventure being, like, something when she was, like, a teen, because, like, Tomb Raider 4 opened up with one of those when she was, like, a teenager, like...
Okay, so what you've done here, Rick, is you've given additional information that just muddies the water. It's a remake of Tomb Raider 1. That's all you wanted to say. Right, okay. Yeah. Looking at this and looking at the description of it, I would not have gotten that.
Yeah, I just so happened to be watching when it was being shown, so that's how I got the extra little bit.
Oh, I mean, no, fair enough. But you've also got to bear in mind, I don't give a fuck about Tomb Raider. I've never cared about Tomb Raider. It's never been my style of game, mostly because weirdly enough, we were speaking about demo discs earlier before we started. I remember having a demo of Tomb Raider, and it didn't work. So it kind of soured me on the franchise. And yes, that isn't fair.
Yeah, like when I got when we went to buy our first PC, instead of like getting one from a guy down a shop, the one that we actually chose parts for and, you know, all that, it came with 3 games, but one of the games was just a very, very cut down version of Tomb Raider 3 that was basically just a demo, and the biggest thing you could do was walk around her house.
That was basically Tomb Raider 3, the demo. That was what that game was. And everybody would get stuck in the pool. Everybody has that memory because everybody did it.
Yeah. And getting the butler stuck in the fridge.
I do vaguely remember that being a thing, yeah. And he wasn't... I think he turned into a giant ice cube too, didn't he?
I think he did, yeah. The Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered.
I'm surprised you didn't want to speak about Dune. I'm fine that you don't want to speak about Dune because I don't care about Dune, but fair enough. Yeah, Dynasty Warriors 3 remastered. We've known this game is coming out for a while. I spoke about it on the podcast on like 3 different occasions. We now have a release date. It's coming out on the 1st of October. Very excited. It's coming out on pretty much everything. Yeah, we didn't learn anything new, really. It's a remake of the classic. The biggest thing that came from this announcement, apart from the release date, is they are going to include Ziluan in the game, who is the protagonist of Dynasty Warriors Origins, which on the one hand is very weird, but on the other hand makes perfect sense because he's a bullshit fuck you guy who does hypothetical scenarios. So he could have been here.
Yeah, so he's like I don't know if he's a real character or if he's just an OC.
He's fictional entirely.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah. So yeah, he's as you say, he's the one that lets you do your spin-offs.
The more pressing question, because I haven't actually watched the new trailer, is what weapon they've given him, because in Dynasty Warriors Origins he has all the weapons, but in Dynasty Warriors 3 you can't really do that.
Yeah. Let's just play it real quick.
I mean, I'm fine with not doing that, because we've got a podcast to do.
Yeah, sure. I was going to try and search for what weapon he has, but oh well.
Onimusha's coming back.
It is.
So in case you're wondering, guys, there's a brief pause there as Rick was trying to think of his thoughts, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to jump in and just talk about a game then.
Yeah, I was scrolling for things that I cared about, and
I mean, I don't care about Onimusha, but I know a lot of people do. I don't know if this is a remake or a new game.
Yeah, me either. It's a battle against powerful Oni.
But it's coming out on the 25th of September, which is very soon. I'm going to assume that people who actually care about Onimusha probably already knew this existed if it's coming out that quickly.
Yeah, this is true. The one thing that I thought was actually pretty cute was Stuntman Hollywood.
I was actually going to talk about this as well, because it's been like 20 years since we had a Stuntman game.
Yeah.
I feel like the last Stuntman game was on the PS2.
Yeah. So this is a lot of the fun parts of the Burnout Destroy Everything game mode, but made into a full-ass game.
Is it? Because I remember Stuntman, and Stuntman was very much... first of all, it's a driving game. There's no...
Yes.
Or, there was no 2D platformer-esque stunts like Jackie Chan Adventures or something. And it had you driving a course, and you would go to... And I might be misremembering, and I apologise if I do. You would drive to specifically designated spots, and then have to do specific things in them. Sometimes it's just turn to the left. Sometimes it's like, cool, now do a J-turn really quickly. And then you have 3 chances before you're fired.
Sure.
But the most fun thing about this trailer is, apart from the fact, fuck me, it's a new Stuntman game, fuck me, it's got some proper movie tie-ins, because we see both Kit and the DeLorean, and I think we saw some fucking Too Fast, Too Furious cars as well, but I might be making that up, because they're kind of generic.
Yeah, like a lot of those are just regular cars that were brought in to make people, hyped about things.
I'm excited about doing stunts as Kit, though, because especially if you get that fucking Knight Rider theme.
Yeah. Having your car sass you while you're doing stupid shit.
Well, I don't think it would quite go like that, because again, you're meant to be behind the camera, so yeah. But it would be fun. You're not wrong. Bit of behind the scenes scar, guys. I used to annoy the fuck out of Rick because I'd do the Knight Rider theme, but as we're waiting to record, except my brain can't fully remember the Knight Rider theme, despite the fact I know it, and I would always change into Metaton's Metaton's song, and Rick would yell at me every single time. So I don't do it anymore.
RuneScape Dragon Wilds is already available on the PC, but because it's the PlayStation State of Play, they're highlighting things that are coming out on PlayStation now. So this is now coming to PlayStation for people that care. If you have a PC, you have access to this already.
Yeah, I don't actually know what RuneScape is like anymore, because I've never played it.
So this is completely different to regular RuneScape. This is more of a hunter-like.
I mean, the annoying thing is I'm looking at the screenshot and I'm like, how come they're allowed to just use Dragon Age's or fucking logo? Tell me that doesn't look like Dragon Age.
It do.
Even the dragon fucking in Dragon World looks like the dragon from Dragon Age.
It does. Like, doing that pose. Like, okay, dragons doing that pose is not a new thing. But a guy looking at it while doing something green, like...
That's the Inquisitor.
Yeah, it's the Inquisitor. He's doing something green, pointing at a dragon.
I'm just saying, man. I'm not saying BioWare can sue. I'm just saying they might want to look into it.
Yeah, BioWare don't have money for that right now. One thing that Callie was really excited about when this was airing is Gitaru Man.
Okay.
It's a classic. It's a classic, very Japanese electric guitar battling game. But
see, there's not actually a trailer or any images on the summary website I'm looking at, just to refresh our memory as to what we're actually talking about today, guys, because the trailers were over the weekend and we've slept since then, as Rick likes to say. Is this, when it says you use an electric guitar to battle all sorts of foes, does that mean in the game, or is this like a Rocksmith scenario?
Yeah, I think it's kind of more Rocksmith in that it's rhythm. It's a rhythm game where you can hit things in time.
Okay, again, what Rocksmith is, Rick, is you connect your actual real-life instrument to the game and you play the game using that instrument. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay. You said rock. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that Rocksmith was Guitar Hero.
No, well, it's not. A real electric guitar.
Oh, okay.
And you it's how you teach yourself. You can teach yourself songs and chords by playing along to basically whatever music you have inputted into the program, and it grades you on how well you're doing. So is that what it means when it says you can attack with an electric guitar, or does that mean the character in the game is attacking with an electric guitar? That's what what I'm asking you.
Nah, he's just got an electric guitar that he attacks with. It takes axe to the next level. And
are we acting like Eddie Riggs hasn't done this already?
Oh yeah, totally. But yeah, this was like way back in the day as well, like PS2 era.
Yeah, I'm looking at the big old word PlayStation 2 in the description.
Yes. Yeah, he looks a bit like a One Piece character in a weird way, but yeah.
I'm looking just on this little list of quick games here. Onimusha: Dawn of Dreams is a remake of a classic Onimusha game. So the Onimusha game we were talking about earlier is in fact a new one.
Sure. And the old one is going to be coming to PlayStation Classics.
Yes.
The next one is really Mom of Boy.
Okay, well, fuck you. We're talking about Until Dawn 2 because that game's going to hopefully be good.
Okay, I've not played Until Dawn 1.
Oh my god, play Until Dawn 1. It is great.
Okay, cool. Until Dawn 2 is coming out. Apparently people like Until Dawn 1. Dawn came, and there's having another day.
This seems to be following a new batch of kids.
Yeah.
I think your mileage may vary on how much you like Until Dawn. It basically depends how much you like horror movies.
Yeah. Is that the one where you've got, like, different Jasons as things that are hunting you?
No, it's I can't tell you. I don't want to spoil what the creature is, so I'm not gonna.
Okay.
But no, there's not multiple Jasons because that would be silly.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, is it one monster that's persistent throughout the entire game?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, but like one monster.
I plead the fifth.
Okay. So it's not like you do. Multiple
I can't
runs.
answer any of these questions because it will spoil the game. No, you don't have to do multiple runs if you get the perfect ending on your first go.
Right. Okay. So it's not like you do a run. Oh boy, you're getting chased by Freddy Krueger. You do another run. Oh boy, it's Pyramid Head.
No, it's not that type of game. It's very much a narrative experience. A lot of your choices culminate on how badly you fuck up and how many people you get killed.
Yeah, I think the tagline is this: everyone can live, anyone can die.
Maybe so. Like, certainly true in the first game.
Yeah.
Like, there is an ending where everybody dies, and it's just like, cool, you sucked. You have to really suck to get that. But yes, let's talk about the final offering of State of Play, because they pretty much blew everyone's mind by being like, here's a new God of War game. No, you're not playing as Kratos.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest with you, Rick, the first time I saw this announcement, I kind of rolled my eyes and was like, oh, that's going to be boring, because I thought it was a prequel.
No, it's concurrent.
Yeah, and that immediately makes it more interesting.
Yes.
I will say, once again, bad Sony, for here's our official gameplay reveal, here's our gameplay trailer. It's 20 minutes fucking long, there's about 5 minutes of gameplay in it.
Okay, but what they're doing is they're playing the game from the beginning.
Yeah, I know, and God of War games are like this. However, at the same time, if you're showing off gameplay, I want to see the gameplay. I understand that there's a lot of God of War games that are, here's the gameplay, we're going to be walking and talking for 20 minutes while navigating scenery, here's a fight, now I'm going to walk a bit more. But you could pick a moment in the game. Like, you could have just thrown the arena scene.
Yeah, just do a star wipe and just cut to when the game is happening.
For real. I've got to be honest with you, gut instinct makes me not like the cube thing. I don't understand it. However, Mimir was cool in God of War.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be fine. I don't know. The setting of this game is also just weird in general, because we appear to be basically in what happens when gods die. They go here.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's an afterlife for gods. I like the idea that because it's an afterlife for gods and it's running concurrently, at one point, somebody that Kratos is killing in the current timeline just pops up there.
I mean, the most obvious answer is Baldur.
Yeah. Wouldn't it also be really funny if, like, Thor pops up and then disappears?
Oh, no, spoiler alert for God of War Ragnarok, Thor's fucking dead.
Yeah.
And Kratos doesn't kill him.
No. In fact, he kills Kratos and then pulls him back to life with his freaking
that's at the beginning of the game.
Hammer.
Now that would be more interesting, is if Kratos pops in for a minute.
Yeah, he pops in for a minute and then he just disappears mid-sentence because that's when he's been revived.
However, that would entirely break the game, because that means Kratos knows for the entirety of God of War Ragnarok that there is an afterlife and he can meet Faye again.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I'm kind of gutted that this won't come to the PC, but I have a PlayStation 5, so we'll see. We'll see what the price tag is when this comes out. We don't actually have a release date, it just says 2027, so that could mean December next year.
Yeah, it can do. This looks cool, but by the same token, again, I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't be that excited about it.
I was immediately amused by the amount of people who, as soon as they saw the trailer for this, were just like, oh, now it makes sense how she managed to make Kratos not be Kratos. She's doing sick air combos and shit with a sword she's never used before. But yeah, another one of the main reasons why I was less excited about a prequel is because it's firmly established that the axe that Kratos has was phase.
Sure.
Which means that if it was a prequel, it's like, oh, more Leviathan axe bullshit. But no, we got a new weapon, we got a new playstyle. I'm looking forward to this. Asterix. I'm kind of curious to see, because now we've got this melting pot of dead gods. Any god could theoretically show. We could fight Guan Yu.
Yeah. I like the idea that someone posted that because we've got the gelatinous cube, it's now implying that D&D is a religion in the God of War universe.
Okay, do you want to move on?
Yeah. So that was the end of the PlayStation State of Play. We get into the regular Summer Game Fest announcements.
A lot more announcements here.
There are. The first one of which is another Resident Evil remake. This one is Code Veronica. Back in the day, there were like multiple things vying to be Resident Evil 3, because Resident Evil 2 was very popular. And
let me tell you what wasn't popular.
Code Veronica.
People didn't like this game when it came out originally.
Yeah, I think that's why they didn't want to call it Resi 3, because they knew that it was like kind of more experimental. Maybe time will vindicate it. Maybe the time in the remake melting pot will improve it to a degree that people enjoy it. We'll see.
I mean, hand on heart, Rick, you're talking to the wrong guy, because I, as beloved as the Resident Evil franchise is, I really don't care for it. Lady Dummy Thick is the only thing I've cared about, and even then I didn't play that game, I just appreciated the fan art side.
Yes. Cuphead!
Yeah, this was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, it looks like we've got two. We've got Mighty Cuphead Adventure.
And
an additional Cuphead game.
Yeah, I think the additional Cuphead game is a lot smaller.
Yeah, the Mighty Cuphead Adventure is more 8-bit.
Those words don't mean anything to me anymore.
Yeah, ever since we got, like, Shovel Knight, which looks 8-bit, but really isn't.
Yeah, here's the thing, guys. I love the fuck out of Cuphead. I really do. I think it's a great idea. It's a great art style. I've bought that game twice on 2 different systems. I've never gotten past the first batch of worlds. That game is hard.
Tee.
It is. It's difficult. It's too difficult for me. 2D platformers are the bane of my existence because I love 2D platformers. Very rarely am I good at them. I'm more of a 3D platformer kind of guy, as long as we ignore the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the next one, Alien Isolation 2. Now, I'm not much of a horror guy. I don't see the point in putting myself through that. However, I do recognize that Alien Isolation is one of the best horror games to have come out in the past 50 years.
Okay, I have big gripes with Alien Isolation. Gripes that they've apparently fixed, because I was speaking to someone else not too long ago about it, weirdly. Because the first, 2/3 of that game originally was you hiding from androids, and it's just hard to give a fuck. Apparently they fixed it so that it's cool, that segment now lasts 10 minutes, and now you have to hide from the alien, which is much more exciting and much more threatening.
Yeah. And this one looks like it's on planets this time.
Yeah. I don't know how well this is going to work. Well, yeah, but every planet with Xenos are fucked, but it's one of those weird ones where if you throw enough dudes at the alien problem gets fixed. The problem is in the title of the game, and that is isolation. If you're one person against even one alien, there is a problem. That is a big threat. But they show, even in Alien 2, the movie, here's a squad of Marines, and they killed a lot of xenomorphs before getting fucked over.
Yeah, they do. And, even taking care of a queen is, a thing that can be done.
Yeah, Ripley did it with a fucking loader.
Yeah, she did. But yeah, this is, I'm hoping this is going to be something that really impresses and satisfies the horror crowd.
I mean, I think it will do. We haven't had a lot of first party, as it were. I think I'm using that word wrong, but I'm going to stick with it. Horror games with actual iconic horror, characters. A lot of these horror-based games are like OCs, which isn't bad, but they're not established.
Yeah, so with it being the Xenomorph, obviously it's a different one each time, because unless they just keep on reviving Big Boy. But yeah, because it's the Xenomorph in terms of design and what you're expecting, that's a little bit more impactful than just John the slasher who looks a little bit like Jason Voorhees.
And like I'm glad you brought up Jason Voorhees, because the last game that had an icon attached to it was the Friday the 13th game, and it was just Dead by Daylight again, which isn't a bad thing, but it's not really horror. It's not really a point. It's I've forgotten the word. There's a word for it, but it's an unbalanced team-based game because you've got 7 dudes against one.
Yeah. Is that the one where someone can play as Jason as well?
Yes, the Jason is played by a player. That's why it's unbalanced teams. One person plays the Jason team, and everyone else is campers.
Sure. Okay.
And Dead by Daylight is the exact same system, except there's a lot less people on the quote-unquote good guy team.
Yeah.
And Dead by Daylight's been getting better because they keep adding... First off, they add new OC monsters, which are kind of interesting. And then they add in actual tie-ins. Like, they had Pinhead, which is a bit weird considering the nature of the entity in that game, but whatever. But they added in, like, fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy.
Okay.
I've forgotten his fucking name. But that was the weirdest, because there's a character in the game called the Trapper who was basically meant to be that character, but legally distinct. So now nobody fucking uses him.
Yep. Next one, I looked at Gen Atlas. I've not seen a lot about this, but it seems to be evoking a lot of what Shadow of the Colossus was, in that you're spending a lot of the time traversing the world and building up anticipation for the cool thing that you're going to do when you get to where you're going. Shadow of the Colossus, obviously, you could see a Colossus in the distance, and you just spent multiple minutes riding towards it before you went to try and kill it.
Oh, that's not true, Rick. I played Shadow of the Colossus. You can't see the Colossi from your starting location. In fact, you need to do this stupid mechanic where you hold a sword up. And most of the Colossi don't even spawn until you get to the right area. I'm sure there's game-breaking stuff that you can do to bullshit it, but the very first Colossus is hidden by mountains, specifically so you can't see it when you start. One of the Colossi is underwater, so you can't see that one for obvious reasons, and that one's the scariest to me.
Yeah. I will always remember the scrapped Game Grumps episode where Dan was super out of it, completely drugged up on cold medicine, and he was it was completely unusable. But they released parts of it, and he's like, how do I door?
Man, I don't know why he'd bother recording in that state in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't really say I'm hyped for this game. Again, it's another game where I look at and I go, it's a great game, it's perfect, there's awesome stuff about it, it's not my cup of tea, and I know it's not my cup of tea, especially if it's Shadow of the Colossus-esque. The only the most diverging part is this one seems to be set in space, which, cool. Still no release date for this. It's hard to get hype.
Yeah. And since we've been talking about Dead by Daylight a lot, there is a Dead by Daylight 10th anniversary event coming up, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight, Don't Blink. Mortal Shell is another one of these Souls-likes that...
Mortal Shell? How many games have we just skipped?
Quite a lot.
Jesus Christ, dude. Yeah, no, Blood Message is set in China. That's cool. I like Chinese history. But more importantly, Stranger Than Heaven. You must have known I was going to talk about this.
Oh, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, okay.
Does that look like Snoop Dogg to you?
No, apparently he's in it though.
Yeah, maybe. Stranger of Heaven, cool, awesome. I've been looking forward to this game. It's the next. It's the Yakuza guys doing a game that's not Yakuza, even though it kind of is. It's set in. It's a weird one because it's a game that's meant to be spanning multiple generations because it starts in post-war Japan.
Sure.
And it's meant to end conveniently and suspiciously just before Yakuza starts. or specifically just before Kiryu is born.
Yeah, so it doesn't mess with any of the canon events, but it sets them all up.
Yeah, but the weirder part about this, rather than Snoop, they've always done celebrity cameos and crossovers. The last mainline game had Danny Trejo as one of the main villains, for fuck's sake. But in this game, they're going to have Tupac in it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I bring this up is because it was so weird, because I was uploading a promotional, I don't know what you call them, blue skeet. Yeah, blue skeet. I put out a blue skeet, just being like, hey, we uploaded a video today, go watch it. And I noticed in the trending bar that Tupac was trending, and I'm like, why the fuck is Tupac trending? How? And yeah, he's going to be in this game. I gotta be honest with you, I don't know why.
Yeah, me either.
There's a lot of people who think this is gross. I'm rather indifferent. I kind of don't care, but I don't understand why you would do this. What does it add?
Yeah. Honestly, don't know.
Yeah.
As you say, you've got a little bit more skin in the game for this than I do. So
I mean, I'm going to play it. I'm glad we've got a release date now. It's early next year, but hey, it's better than just it'll be out next year at some point. Okay, yeah, now let's talk about your Mortal Shell 2.
Yeah, so it says Mortal Shell 1 was a Souls-like, and it looked kind of interesting, and a lot of people just skipped it, and then, lo and behold, it ends up on pretty much everyone's free games list. I think it's been on Epic like 4 times now, and it's probably been on PS Plus multiple times as well. It's kind of cool, and like your parry mechanic is that you can turn to stone.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, your basic form is like an unarmored, genderless putty man mannequin. And
we get to play as Morph.
Yeah, you get to play as Morph. And the way that you like pick your classes and weapons and all that is you find a vacant set of armor and you go into it.
Okay, on the one hand, that sounds like a really cool gimmick and an interesting mechanic. On the other hand, I could see myself getting real fucking tired of not getting the exact class that I want.
Oh, it's Bloodborne style in that it's they're paced throughout the game.
So once you got it once, you can just equip it again, no problem.
Yeah, and that's fine, your nearly dying effect is you get knocked out of the armor, and basically your morph guy dies in one hit. But if you manage to get back to the armor, you can re-inhabit it with low health. And because you're a putty man, you can turn yourself like super hard and super like you can turn yourself to stone, turn yourself into a statue. So if something is coming in, if you time it correctly, then you ping it off, and then you can like unstatue and like take advantage. I think it's a cool take on what a Souls-like can be, in that it's focusing on what makes it different. So it'll be interesting to see what Mortal Shell 2 does. But yeah,
I didn't see a release date associated with this. Just the mention of like it's in beta now and you can have a go.
Yeah. And it's I think it's mostly coming to PC. Then they did some more stuff about the Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Oh my god, say that word again.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Yeah, that's not what it sounded like you said.
Oh, did I say back fag?
Yeah, no, you accidentally spoke about a cigarette.
Okay. Yeah.
And
it's okay. Happy Pride.
Either that or you said it slightly too quick for me to catch the L. Either way, hilarity ensues. Yeah, I didn't bother watching this trailer. I know what Black Flag is like. I don't know if I'm going to get this day one or not. It's on my wish list on Steam. It's coming out on the 9th of July. I'm sure it's going to be good and it's going to be fun because it's just Black Flag again. However, boy, does it just remind me that Skull and Bones exists and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want a remake. I want a new thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, even if it's in the same universe, just pick someone who's not an assassin, because like it feels like the least interesting part of Assassin's Creed is the whole Animus shit.
Yeah, and they know that, so they don't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah. So just just have a sequel where you're following like somebody's. Okay, I can't say somebody's son because I know that somebody's son is Assassin's Creed 3 instead, isn't it? But you know what I mean, like that.
I don't know. Here's the thing: is like I'll point to the last Assassin's Creed game I played, which was the Viking one. I've forgotten the suffix.
Was that Valhalla?
There you go. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it was mostly just a Viking. Here you go. You're Ivor. Be a Viking. Have fun. The amount of time spent in the modern day and doing the Animus shit was like less than an hour. Yeah. And there was no gameplay. It was just here's the plot, and they need that to keep the Assassin's Creed universe going and being interconnected. But at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about that anymore.
Sure. Next one, we're getting a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game of Dark The Last Ronin.
Yeah, this is so fascinating to me.
Yeah, so anyone who's read The Last Ronin knows which one of the turtles it is. And even if you don't, you can logic it through, because like pretty much any of the other
weapon
ones
does he use?
Yeah, well, he uses all of them. That's the point.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can logic it through of it wouldn't be that fun if it was Leonardo. Donatello is nobody's favorite. So.
I was just gonna say that about Donatello. You beat me to the punch.
Yeah, like, and then it brings it down to the last two. Like, what's the most dramatically impactful? Is it Raphael, the one who's already angry and already fighty? Or is it Michelangelo, the one who is the most fun and the least fighty? And I could see it being Raphael. If he leaves the team, everyone dies and he comes back and that's his character development. But nah. So, this is from Platinum Games, the guys who did Bayonetta.
I am well aware of Platinum because the YouTube chuckle fucks I used to follow and adore and laugh at worship the ground Platinum walked upon. So I'm well aware of their pedigree. However, I usually don't really like Platinum games.
Yeah, true enough.
However, I'm going to play this. Unfortunately, we don't have any release date for this.
We don't. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this. Apparently, part of the guys that did Nier Automata are also part of this as well.
Nier Automata was done by Platinum.
Was it just Platinum? I thought it was more people within the Square Enix aegis. But oh well. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Platinum did it. Square put their name on it.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. It sounds shitty to word it like that, but that's more or less what happened. Also, if you listen to fucking the lead developer of Nier Automata, he'll just say 2B's arse literally saved Platinum Games.
Gundam Rogue Orbit.
Oh, Rick, you don't want to talk about Fortnite Season 7?
Oh no, it's Chapter 7, Season 3.
Yeah, so which means it's actually like Season 45.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about Fortnite even slightly. However, I did see a leak the other day that would be incredibly funny to me if it's true, but I suspect it's not. And that is apparently the Amazing Digital Circus is going to be in Fortnite, and that would be so funny.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if like Pomni is running for her life from a freaking. Oh no, you can't be Thanos all the time. Thanos went away.
Yeah, but also, Rick, they had an
Darth
episode
Vader.
that was just Fortnite.
Yeah.
Here's guns. Go have here's funds. Go nuts. What? That's it? Just give us guns and have fun? I didn't say have fun. I fucking love that episode so much, man. It's such nonsense for nonsense's sake.
Yeah. And then, Gundam Rogue Orbit. I like this idea. It's been quite a while since we had just a giant robot game where you just get to have fun in the giant robot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just grateful it's not another fucking Gundam Warriors.
Yeah, like, as much as I like Gundam Warriors, I think they did the correct thing by stopping making them after the third one.
Well, the biggest issue with that game is, like, they only had, like, 4 maps, but they had, like, 700 missions, but all on the same 4 fucking locations.
Yeah.
It sucked. Anyway, this is another game that's coming to pretty much everything, except Switch isn't listed. That might change, or it might be a bit too expensive to put on the Switch. I don't know. Expensive is the wrong word, but I hope that you know what I mean. It doesn't have a release date yet. It's another dreaded 2027, so expect it in December next year.
Yeah. Guild Wars 3 is coming out.
I wanted to talk about an extremely hard game.
Did you? Oh, okay. Yep. You are. You appear to be some kind of duck/goose creature, and you are trying to protect your egg.
This isn't the game I thought it was. There's another game that got announced about a magpie that's by the same guys. So ignore that. We'll talk about the other game that looks slightly more fun.
They like birds. Yeah, Guild Wars 3.
Yeah, I don't care. It's an MMO, isn't it?
It is. Every time I see Guild Wars, I keep kind of like looking wistfully through a window and going, "Oh man, wouldn't it be cool if MMOs were fun?" And
oh god, it's too real.
And going, "Oh, maybe I should pick that up again." Oh yeah, I played for like an hour and a half, and it was an MMO, and it just was what it was. I'm like, "Oh man," but I wasn't there from the beginning, so I'm gonna be catching up. Oh man, so yeah, I might give this a go when it comes out. See what the price tag is.
It's slightly more bitter with Guild Wars with me, because Guild Wars there was a lull in Final Fantasy 14 once we'd caught up, Rick. This was before Dawn Trail.
Yeah. So it would have been during the Endwalker days before Dawn Trail. Endwalker was the last like real expansion that you played. I don't know how much of the post-game patches you played. I know you played at least the first one.
I did more or less all. I was well on my way on getting the Ultimate Weapon bullshit done. But anyway, I did all the raids, so I did all the new content. I didn't fight X-Death, or was it the other fucker?
Golbears, yeah.
Golbears, sorry, they both look the same.
Yeah, they literally. Yeah, X-Death is just Golbears with a slightly lighter color palette and less charisma.
And yet I remember him better.
Yeah, because he's a tree.
Yeah, fair point.
His entire personality is the void.
But yes, the reason why Guild Wars 2 is a bit more bitter is because during that lull, literally our guild, or at least the core members as far as I'm concerned, were like, hey, Guild Wars is cheap, why don't we hop on that while we wait for more 14 content? And everyone went, yeah, let's do that, and then we didn't.
Yeah. So a bunch of people just bought it, which buy-to-play, I will always respect buy-to-play as a business model. If you want to do that, cool. So buy-to-play with persistent servers where the rest of it is like cropped up by cosmetics. That seems like a reasonable way to do things. The reason I'm annoyed with it in Diablo is that they put out a new expansion like every couple of years, which is fine. That's full price, and then the basic cosmetics are like half the price of the expansion itself.
Yeah, but also Diablo does my head in because it's not really an online game. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rick, let's talk about something a bit more fun, shall we? Let's talk about Star Wars Galactic Racer. This has been on my radar for a while. I'm super hyped for it. I'm super excited. Yes, we got a fucking release date!
Yeah, Sebulba returns. Are we coming out this year? October the 6th.
October, once again, is going to be a busy month on my calendar this year. It seems to be October is the month for new games that I give a fuck about.
Yep. Gives you decent enough time to, get it for Christmas. Or get it for yourself if you're an adult.
I mean, if we're talking about me personally, I just buy people don't buy me games, Rick. Games I bought by me, myself, and I.
Okay, but I'm talking about the strategy is they release it in time for parents to buy it for Christmas.
I think October's a bit too early for that.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. I was going to talk about End of Abyss, but I don't actually know what it is.
After going to a galaxy far, far away, it was time to venture deep.
Don't just read the article!
Yeah. Yeah, it's under the sea. It seems to be like some eldritch horror stuff.
Sure. Let's talk about Virtua Fighter. Why the fuck is this coming back?
I don't know.
Okay, so Virtua Fighter, by the way, is one of those games that I'm only aware of it because they put at least one copy of Virtua Fighter in every Yakuza game ever. So if you buy a Yakuza game, you have Virtua Fighter.
Yeah. And you might have had a Virtua Fighter character cross over into something else that you play.
I mean, quite possibly. What are we talking about now?
Well, I know there was one that came over into Dead or Alive because she was tall and had big boobs. So
I don't play Dead or Alive.
Yeah, so I'm guessing the fake Ryu is more likely to be the one that comes over into other games that people who don't play Dead or Alive might play. But yes,
possibly.
And
this is why Nintendo didn't have their own Direct, because they just got a mini fucking segment during the Game Fest.
Yeah, the Adventures of Elliot did look kind of cute though. This is something that I'm kind of got my finger on the pulse of. I think it's one of the ones that switched to exclusive, but it is coming out on PC. No, it's not. Yeah, it's not exclusive. What the fuck? Yeah.
Are we okay? Did you have a strong?
Yeah, it's. I think Nintendo are putting forth some amount of capital to it, but not enough to keep it exclusive. So yeah, it's coming out to freaking everything.
I mean, that's good. I've skipped over the Nintendo games because I don't have a Switch 2. Kind of don't care. It is what it is. Is there anything you want to talk about before Mafia?
No.
So Mafia: The Old Country is getting a DLC. I have Mafia: The Old Country available to me. I've just never played it. This might be the motivation I have to actually go for it because new content is always interesting.
Yeah, sweet. Lords of the Fallen 2. We talked about Lords of the Fallen already, but this is the sequel to the reboot, which is also called Lords of the Fallen.
I wanted to talk about Saw.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, because you know how I was talking about unbalanced teams.
Okay, is this another one of those?
Yeah, it's one of those, but Saw. I'm kind of interested in this because it's weird, because this could have been... This feels like someone looked at Dead by Daylight and went, how can we make this Saw themed? And I'm kind of interested in it. The only problem, of course, is that how long of a life is this going to have, do you think? Because there's so many games like this nowadays.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? Like, the more of them there are, the more it dilutes the pool, the more it dilutes the fan base of people that do like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they inevitably go back to the one that everyone plays and that has the biggest player base. It's the Warcraft problem.
I suppose. This one feels unique enough compared to Dead by Daylight to maybe attract a few people, maybe even convince people to stay. I like the idea of being someone who sets traps and just, while people... Because if they try and make it as like the Saw franchise as possible, the idea is that the traps are escapable, so while people are escaping the first traps you set, that's your timer for, okay, time to set up the next trap, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a pretty fulfilling gameplay loop.
Yeah, and also the person setting setting the traps is not some kind of super monster. He's just a guy who's on death's door.
Depends which Saw we're talking about.
I'm talking about the one that I saw, which is the only one I care about. But yeah, like a lot of the time, it's someone that's a copycat killer of him, or someone who is related to him, or something like that. So
also, by the way, depending on depending on which movie you're watching, he doesn't have cancer at all. Someone just lied to him. Yeah, that's Jesus. Dumb. You're right to laugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lords of the Fallen 2. You wanted to talk about this. Don't know why, but go for it.
No, that's pretty much it. That we mentioned it before. We mentioned it before. This is the sequel. So hopefully it's good. But the thing that's up next is Star Wars Zero Company.
This is actually the Star Wars game I'm putting all my eggs into. I'm looking forward to this. It's the XCOM guys doing a Star Wars game. I haven't watched the newest trailer. I want to be as surprised as possible. We've got a date. It comes out in August. It's so soon.
Yeah, and we also get Anakin Skywalker popping up.
I'm not as big of a fan of that, but at the same time, it could be interesting.
Yeah, it just informs us that it's in the Clone Wars era.
We knew that.
Oh, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
I was trying to keep myself as unspoiled as possible, but I guess I now know that Anakin's going to show up at some point. Is he going to be an ally or a foe? That's the question.
I don't know if you're going to get multiple factions that you're going to be able to play as during the campaign. They usually don't, because making one curated experience is probably better than having two curated experiences that are diluted.
Well, it's one of those where it depends when during the Clone Wars it's set, because we know we've got a commando squad of clones, but is it pre or post 66? Do we get to post 66? That's the question. I'm interested. I'm curious. Because being sent on missions to hunt down a Jedi or two, I don't want the whole game to be like that. But one or two missions and then just being tricked into killing Jedi, that would be kind of interesting. Also, incredibly difficult.
Yes. Yeah, very much looking forward to this. Out of everything on here, it's basically this and Adventures of Elliot that I'm actually looking forward to.
Totally fair. I want to talk about Among Us.
Yes, two things here. One of them is that the animated series is now streaming.
Yeah, it's just out. You can watch it.
Yeah. And the other one is that they've got the Stay on Guard standalone game, which appears to be some kind of mystery game where you're playing as a guard, and wouldn't you know it, in an Among Us game, there is a murder.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a single-player experience of Among Us, because I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know if it'll actually be that good.
Yeah, again, not watched the trailer, so I don't know what the mechanics are actually like. But being able to play Among Us without 8-year-olds is rather appealing.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Rick. Among Us lost any appeal it had as soon as our friends moved away from the game, which I'm not criticising them. If you don't want to play the game anymore, that's absolutely fine. But this type of game is not fun with strangers. Yeah,
especially strangers who know every little intricacy of the game and will quiz you on things that you didn't even know was a tell.
Okay, I wasn't even talking about that in specific. It's just like there's no voice chat with randos.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, like not Untitled Goose Game. Like, is it Duck Duck Goose? The Among Us clone that came with proximity voice chat already, like as part of the game. So,
yeah, with Among Us, you had to have a third-party app, and it didn't always work. So sometimes the killer would accidentally reveal themselves.
Yeah, just scrolling through.
I mean, Turok Origins is coming out. I know it's a Nintendo Switch 2 focused advertisement, but I believe this is a remake of the first two Turok games, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, that could be pretty cool.
Or is it a new game? It's actually hard to tell. Anyway, Turok's fun. You hunt dinosaurs and then eventually hunt dinosaur men.
Yeah, like the only thing I remember about Turok is that there was the weapon called the cerebral bore that just killed everything.
I mean, for the other thing I'm going to talk about, despite not being my game, but it's probably more on your radar, Wuthering Waves is a gacha game that I don't give a fuck about, but boy is it a bit of a surprise to see cyberpunk edge runners existing in 2026.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hope that this isn't the persona of modern crossovers.
What
it seems like every time something crosses over with Persona 5, it's got like an 18-month window before it shuts down.
What, such as what?
There's like 7 gacha games that have had a Persona 5 crossover, and all of them are shut down.
Okay, but it's a very good possibility that's like, okay, we're going to close the game soon. Let's get some money.
Yeah. It's almost certainly that way around than the other, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. We spoke briefly about Monster Hunter Worlds before we started recording today. It kind of breached over. We got the DLC announcement.
We do.
What does this actually entail? Because I didn't have time to watch this trailer.
They're in the sky. There are floating skylands, and that's going to be the new areas.
Okay. Did they show off any interesting monsters in the trailer?
I was more looking at the characters. Apparently, you can like supercharge your wire bug, your left arm, because your right arm is the one that's got your wire bug and your hook and all that. So your left arm is now one that you can supercharge to do stronger attacks. Like they showed the greatsword basically not turning into a chainsaw, but like. As I say, I can't really say much more than supercharge 7 times in a fucking row. It looks like we're getting a few more abilities for the hunters, which is always, in my opinion, fun. I hope it's not parasitic in that it's like super required for every single thing you do.
I've got some bad news for you, Rick.
It always will be, yeah.
Yeah, because that's how Monster Hunter games work. That's one of the beauties of the hammer. You can't really change it much. It's like, cool, we've added this new move that is now a necessity for your moveset, and it's like, cool, it's just an extra string on my string that already exists.
Yeah, like if it's a necessity, hopefully it's easy to do. If it's not a necessity, then I'm just going to press Y 3 times.
That's fair. Like, bear in mind, as a hammer bro, I hang around exclusively around the head. I know my job. My job is to make the monster fall down by knocking it the fuck out.
Yeah.
As others might say, twatting it in the head. The next game I want to talk about, assuming I'm not skipping something you want to talk about, is Hot Wheels Infinite Rush.
Yeah, that was going to be my next pick as well. I like this concept. Last time I played a game like this, it was the 2D top-down Micro Machines military game.
I was going to bring up Micro Machines as well. Honestly, there was a game that I can't remember the name of it, forgive me. When I first got the PlayStation 4, there was a game that came out free with PlayStation Plus not long after. That was the closest I've had to a tabletop car racing game. I'm looking forward to more Hot Wheels. I'm going to have to wait for a price tag before I commit to this, but I'm looking forward to it. If it's anything like previous Hot Wheel games, we will almost certainly have crossover DLC. Well, I know people don't like the word DLC, but I like the idea of racing the Batmobile.
Yeah, even if it's just a Hot Wheel.
Well, yeah, it's a Hot Wheel Batmobile, but that's a product that exists, so why wouldn't they put it in the game?
Yeah, I'll tell you what also exists. A Hot Wheels of the Starship Enterprise.
How the fuck does that work?
I don't know. It doesn't have wheels, but it was. I was so tempted to buy it because it was like £3, but like I don't care that much about Star Trek, which is why I probably didn't. I'm not even probably didn't. I literally just didn't buy it. But yeah, it was very tempting to have something small like that in that of that caliber. Caliber. Yeah. Okay. So I had an English teacher who said it like that, and ever since then I've said it like that.
No, that's absolutely. Rick, I do it as well with other words on purpose, admittedly, but it just took me by surprise. That's all.
Yeah.
Do you know how much willpower it is not to say the Zagne? Because it's funny. But yes,
it's like freaking Zach Brannigan with this champagne.
With champagne that tastes just like Coca-Cola. But yes, while we're on the topic of racing games, of course I'm going to talk about it. We already knew about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We already knew about Avatar. Those are coming out this year. We got a brief glimpse as to what we're going to get next year. And my God, Rick, if anything could bring me back to Sonic Crossroads harder than the word Godzilla.
Yeah, like it's not. Is it even? Oh, it is in the blurb. Yeah, I looked through the trailer and saw Godzilla, and I'm like, oh.
Like, yeah. Evangelion's cool. I'm not going to deny it. I don't give a fuck about that. Who's the racer going to be for Godzilla? Is it going to be Godzilla in a silly little cart? I want that.
Yeah, I think Godzilla is more a stage hazard.
I don't care. No, I want him to be a racer. It would be so funny. Make it. Oh God, do him in the Sonic art style.
do Godzilla Jr. in the Sonic art style.
Oh my God, I didn't think you could make that character design more grotesque.
And the other game that they're doing is a Pico Park reskin with Sonic stuff.
Yeah, I care less about that, but good for Sonic fans, they deserve to have nice things sometimes.
Yeah, and now let's scroll through a little bit, and yeah.
Gotta be honest with you, I'm tapped out until Wolf Among Us, so I assume you're going to talk about something before then.
Yeah, Pal World. We're finally getting Pal World 1.0. There are more pals, and yeah, coming to everything, including Mac now, apparently.
Are they still fighting their lawsuit with Nintendo, or has that been quietly dropped?
Still fighting it. Nintendo keep finding new things to try to sue them about, and they keep removing little bits of the game because that's easier than going to court with Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo is like Nintendo and Disney are the top two of like, you gotta have a strong fucking case and a lawyer that hates them.
Yeah, like the ones that have actually kind of been a bother are gliding on your Pokemon.
Fuck off!
Yeah, so you can't glide on your pal anymore. Those pals just increase your regular glider speed.
No, fuck you. Pokemon didn't invent that.
No, they didn't. And the other one is... the one that actually makes the game worse is you don't throw your balls to summon pals. You just kind of summon them next to you. And
how does that make the game worse, Rick?
Because you could basically get a crit by throwing it at the back of something and getting an instant stun.
Okay.
And that was before you did any attacks. So you could get the instant stun and then do the attack, rather than you need to have it out and then you just start with an attack.
Okay. I don't think that makes the game... I think that is such a minor quibble, Rick. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think Nintendo should be in any way in control of being able to throw balls at creatures. That's bollocks. But at the same time, I don't think that makes the game worse. It's a mild inconvenience at best. Yeah,
the other use case is if you threw a ball onto a piece of terrain that you couldn't quite get to, then the pal would come out there and start doing things up there. And that's not something that you can do anymore because it would also be constrained by the foibles of the terrain.
Allow me to play the world's smallest violin for you, sir.
Yes.
The game still exists. That's quite impressive for someone fighting Pokemon.
Tears. Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, so this is interesting, isn't it? Because we're getting basically a remaster of the original Wolf Among Us, which, if you've not played that game, it's okay. It's one of the better Telltale games. More importantly, the Wolf Among Us 2 still exists. I thought this game died, so that's interesting. The focus is going to be once again on Bigby, as it should be. He's the most interesting character in Fables.
Yes.
But this game is a bit bittersweet because Ad Hoc worked a lot on this game. They've since had great success with Dispatch. One of the quibbles they had with specifically Telltale and this game is when they signed on to the project as independent contractors, because they don't work for Telltale anymore, they made their own studio, they were under the impression they were going to have a lot more creative control than they ended up getting, which isn't a stellar sign because after playing Dispatch, it's like, probably should let them have their writers work on this. It's still
let them cook.
It's still a proper franchise owned by a proper person who probably doesn't want it to get fucked up, so it's going to have more polish than not at all. But yeah, it's a bit of a sour note that Ad Hoc isn't getting as big of a recognition for working on this game. We don't have an official release date, but it says 2026, so expect December.
Yeah, fair enough. Stellar Blade's getting a sequel. I thought this was just DLC, but no, it's a full-on sequel, so interesting to see how this goes. Hopefully it comes out to more things, because the original Stellar Blade was like a PS5 exclusive for the longest time.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I don't know anything about Stellar Blade. I know a mutual friend of ours really loves it, but I don't know why.
It's just Nier Automata, but focused on boobs instead of bombs.
There's no way that's the reason the person I'm talking about prefers it, enjoys it.
Because he prefers the flat ones. Yeah.
No, not even the point, Rick. That's fine. Let's move on. Street Fighter 6 Year 4. I don't think anyone predicted the revelation of Tifa joining the cast of Street Fighter 6. We've got two brand new characters just being included and a returning character who is from a game I never played, but he is a returning character to Street Fighter. Why is Tifa being included, Rick? Well, it's probably because of the announcement that came straight after.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Revelation, which is the remake part 3.
Yeah, I'm not on board with the remake at all. I've not been keeping up. I kind of didn't like how the first part played, and I assume that doesn't change. I don't know much about Revelation. I know the trailer shows off both Vincent and Sid, which is cool because Sid is arguably the best character in that game. As in, I think he's the most fun. Between him and Barrett, it should single-handedly increase the age rating to 18.
Yeah. Swearing between them, yeah.
Like, for real. But most importantly, the director came out and said that there will be less. There'll be just as many mini games, but they're less important. And by that he means like you don't have to do them, because apparently that was a complaint with the last game.
Yeah, you'd have to spend like 7 hours compulsory in the gold saucer.
That's not real.
Nah, but like a lot of gold saucer stuff was kind of compulsory.
Oh, that kind of sucks. Yeah, the beauty about Gold Saucer in the original game is I spent 20 minutes there, and then I didn't come back till disc 3.
Yeah, you spend 20 minutes there, you recruit Kate Sith against your will, you go on the date with Tifa, Aerys, Barrett, or Yuffie, if you're weird, and
Hey!
I also went on the date with Yuffie. I was 14. Going on a date with a 14-year-old seemed like the correct thing to do.
Well, also, fuck off. She in every other fucking video game that's not 7, she's like 26.
Oh, yeah, because they set it after 7.
Also, like, until you get to Wu-Tang, it's not called that, but that's what I'm going to call it. Like,
yeah,
you don't, I wasn't far off, and I can't believe that. I was taking the piss with Wu-Tang, because that's a clan.
Yeah. So are the ninjas.
Oh, you got me there. I think Wu-Tang Clan had their own fighting game, come to think of it, but let's not dwell on that. She doesn't really act like a child until she steals your materia and is a massive bitch in Rutai.
Yeah. I just want to come and steal your materia. And yeah, that was a real pain in the ass to do, because not only did you not have your materia, but there were optional things that you could do after you got your materia back, but it wasn't clear that you were able to do them after that. So I got like a third of the way up the pagoda without my materia.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's bad. Oh, yeah, no, because I remember that area of the game, because this was before I had a computer that I could just look at as I was playing games. And I was just like, how the fuck do I get my materia back? This is hard!
Yeah. And the big old annoying one where she goes, oh, yeah, you can press this button or that button. If you press this button, you get your materia back. And if you do it, then she drops a cage on you and it's like, ha ha, you shouldn't have listened to me. And if you press the other one, she's like, ha ha, you should have listened to me.
Yeah,
so,
Yuffie's the guy.
There's
a reason why so many people don't like her.
Yeah, and it's the Wu-Tai part.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Kingdom Hearts, she is the broest of bros.
Yeah, because she's not stealing from you. She's stealing from other people.
She's not stealing from anyone in those games. She's barely a ninja. She's not stealing from anyone,
yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, she's like a Naruto ninja, which is like otherwise known as not a ninja.
Okay, when you fight her in the Colosseum, she has her ninja moveset, but she doesn't act like a thief or a ninja or a rogue. That's all I'm saying. Plus, she's paired with Leon, so she's immediately more charismatic, because as cool as Leon is, he sucks.
Yeah. When you're the whole point about Squall is that most of his dialogue is internal. Yeah. Which is fine when you're playing as him, but when you're not playing as him, he's just kind of like looking sad and will eventually say whatever.
Yeah. In fact, I think he says whatever like 3 times the first time you meet him in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Go on, sir.
As a piggyback to the indie showcase, there is to the regular showcase, there is the indie showcase.
I'll be honest with you, Rick. I don't want to talk about anything here. There's 2, except for 2 games near the end. So you just take it, and I'll jump in when it's relevant.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a scroll through to find something that I kind of care about.
Okay, well, in which case I'll take the lead very slightly. The first game I want to talk about is Prove You're Human. I've seen this game a few times. It's based around the creator's been advertising it, or someone who's claiming to be the creator has been advertising it on Reddit. I've also already got it on my wish list on Steam. And it's like, in a world where you are supposed to be, AI is basically taking over, you have to do increasingly hard capture tests in order to prove you're a human. And it looks interesting. I want to play this.
Yeah, that's kind of cute. The other one that I looked at was Screenbound. This is it feels like both Minecraft and Terraria at the same time, and they call it a 5D experience, in that you've got a 3D version of the world and a 2D version of the world that you are basically playing on your Game Boy at the same time, and you can affect the world using either interface.
Describing it as Minecraft and Terraria at the same time made me hate everything.
Yeah.
If you're done talking about that, then the other thing I want to point to, because I've only just seen it now and the screenshot looks fucking hilarious, is Slap Out of It.
Yeah, Ben Starr, otherwise known as Clive, is also in this. And yeah, like, I look at this and I immediately think of High on Life.
Yeah, that's the exact vibe I got, and it's why I was drawn to it. Also, the screenshot they've used in the article we're reading is it's just a bean-shaped man, and he appears to be getting slapped on the chin by Mr. Tickle.
Yeah, you play as a noodle-armed man with a jelly hand, and you slap things.
Yeah, I'll have to see.
This also reminds me a little bit of Thank Goodness You're Here. which is a adventure game where your only actions outside of minigames are jump and slap. And slap usually just prompts people to talk.
I mean, totally fair. I'm going to have to see a price tag on this before I commit to it, but it looks fun, it looks silly. Ben Starr, at this point, in my opinion, is like a gold standard voice actor, if that makes sense. If Ben Starr's on a project, you'll know at least he's going to give it 100%.
Yeah. Super Ukulele Cart.
Yes, okay. So when you shared this article with me, one of the images on it is literally just ukulele. And
yeah.
I said to you, I see ukulele. Why do I see ukulele? How is this indie?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Playtonic is kind of indie. Like, yes, they have a studio. Yes, they've made, like, 3 games now, and, like, they're almost entirely ukulele. Like, they used to be, like, parts of Rare, but they've basically just... These are people from Rare who have made their own small studio.
Okay.
This version of Ukulele Kart looks more like the SNES version of Mario Kart rather than a traditional, well, not traditional, a modern 3D kart racer, which I think is actually kind of charming in its own way.
It's about the only point I'm giving it, because I'm looking at the screenshots that have been provided, and it does look incredibly charming. However, I remember ukulele being such a massive flop because people wanted Banjo-Kazooie, and it wasn't even that good. And in my opinion, Banjo-Kazooie is a low bar because that is the first collectathon 3D game.
Yeah, like, if there was something that came before it, like, you could maybe say that Mario 64 had aspects of that, but Banjo-Kazooie was the one that really ramped it up and, like, made it need to work. The first world is kind of fine, but after that, I just really lost interest.
I couldn't give less a fuck about ukulele. It's another one of those games, Rick, where I will have to see the price tag. If it's cheap enough, I will probably just add it to my library, because it's a kart racing game. Those tend to be fun. It's got a charming art style. I just track record's not great.
Yeah. On to Microsoft.
But gotta be honest with you, Rick, it's a real. There's a few things I want to talk about for the games that got announced, but honestly, not as much as I thought I was. So you go ahead and take the lead. I'm not going to talk about anything in particular until we get to a certain revival.
Yeah, they spent the longest time talking about God of War E-Day. Not God of War, Gears of War.
Gears of War. Personally,
it's got a war in it.
Gears of War is a franchise that I've never given a fuck about. I didn't have an Xbox in the day. I'm vaguely aware that Space Marine 1 is a Gears of War ripoff, so I know the game is fine.
Yeah, like, I had Gears of War 2. I really enjoyed that. It was a snapshot into the story. Like, it was already established, you played it, and then it ended on a to be continued, because by that point they knew they were going to release 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
I see.
This is trying to show how the world went to shit for the first time.
Okay.
The thing that really took me out of it was that they spent so long on this, and they were trying to put more character into the presenters. So, like, one of the developers came on and says, "We're making Gears of War 6. We want you to feel fuck yeah."
What? That's not what he said.
She did. She very definitely did say, "Fuck yeah, we're so back."
And she said it like that.
Pretty much. It's so weird for them to say that as part of the official correspondence when so many other platforms are cutting down on people saying the fuck word.
I mean, I don't care about that. It's just like, if she said it verbatim in the same tone that you said it, like, that's not how people talk.
No.
Which means, like, it doesn't do you any justice. Here's the thing, it's like saying, fuck yeah, we're back. It is what fans of things say, especially when something's just been revealed that they care about, but you can't force it, because then it's just like, oh, you're just a fucking shill. And of course she's a shill. She works for the company.
Yeah, and that's fine. But you can't try to force something like that. Just like you say, it's the moment you try and force something is the moment it becomes cringe.
I mean, I also want to point out I don't give a fuck about Gears of War, so whatever they said wasn't really going to swing me.
Yeah. We get Fable, though. This is something I'm really, really hyped for, because I like Fable. I loved Fable 1. I never owned it, but a friend of mine did when I was living with them at uni. We played it to death. I loved the shit out of Fable 2. And then I didn't buy Fable 3, and turns out I skipped a bullet because that was a bad one. But yeah, Fable's coming back.
I actually genuinely have forgotten. Is this a remake or a new thing?
This appears to be a completely new thing that just so happens to be just called Fable.
No, that's fine. I just wasn't sure. But unlike you, Rick, I have no connection to this franchise at all.
Yeah, we get a snapshot of the villain from the very first game coming back, so it's possible that someone has found his mask and has put it on and has become that new villain.
I don't know, man, because the brief overview I got from our mutual friend in the group chat was that guy's pretty much been the villain in all the Fable games.
In the first game, yes. After that, kind of no.
I don't need a detailed explanation. I don't care. You were part of the same group chat.
Yeah, that's as far as I'm going with that. So, I'm looking forward to getting more Fable humor, because that always tickled me.
Yeah, totally fair.
We're getting... you don't give a shit about Halo. Okay, we'll skip that.
Well, you can talk about Halo all you like, but I don't care. I also don't care about A Plague Tale, but you can talk about that too.
No. Halo is campaign evolved, and it's just a remake.
Oh, you do care about Halo then?
Yeah, I care about Halo. Yeah, I used to care about Halo. I played Halo until Halo 4, and then I didn't buy any additional consoles that Halo was on after that, and when the latest Halo came out and finally came to PC, I'm like, okay, we can play the multiplayer for free, and you have to pay for the single player. The single player is all I kind of care about, so let's just skip it. Persona 4 Revival, though, we've been told about this.
Yeah, everyone knew this was a thing. It's just now it has a release date. Cool. I don't know if I'm going to hop on this day one because I've played it.
Yeah. For me, it's an easy one because I've got Game Pass, and it's available Game 1 on Game Pass. Game
1 on Day Pass is what you said, and that's
Game
just
1 on
fantastic. But you mentioned earlier on that Xbox is going really hard on trying to promote Xbox by putting so many things on Game Pass day one, and it's like it's going to be tough to compete with that, to be honest. Persona 4 Revival, it has a huge fan base, originally a PlayStation fan base.
Yeah, like exclusively PlayStation. Like you could only get it on PS2 and then the PS Vita, and like it's only relatively recently that we got the PC port.
This is true. This is very true. And it was only when we got the PC port that I played Persona 4 Golden. I played Persona 4 Original on the PS2, and that was it. And we had this really funny mismatch of communication with a mutual friend of ours that we no longer talk to because he doesn't care. Just in case you needed to know who it was. That one was exclusively for Rick. Where I said I immediately got rid of Izanagi because he's crap. Because your basic Persona is crap in those games. And the point is to have basically a stable of Personas for your main character to help you against various different threats. And our mutual friend said, oh no, I had Izanagi for the entire game, I just made him better. And I went, how? Went, oh, so after you beat encounters, you can just learn skills and put them on him. I was like, no you can't. He went, yeah you can. We had an argument for about 20 days, and it wasn't until later.
It's because it's Golden in which you can do that. Yeah. I also had Izanagi and had other Personas that were probably meant to be crap that I did the same thing with. I was just like building them up over the course of the game and making them better.
Yeah, I mean the last time I played Persona 4 was on the Steam version on Golden, and I did the Kaiwan trick of waiting for a rainy day and then fusing Kaiwan so you get Victory Cry, and that makes the game so much more tolerable.
Yeah, it's so much better, isn't it? Like, it's so much better. Oh, and you can get it like as early as like Risei's first investigation day.
Yeah, it's pretty early on,
or second investigation day.
Yeah, it's early. It's after Yukiko, that's for sure. But at the same time, that's the first fucking dungeon. So
yeah. There is an update for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, I don't care. I've never played this game. I'm never going to.
So we skip it. Bad Magpie.
Yeah, this is the game I was thinking of earlier because it's made by the Untitled Goose Game people as well.
Yeah. The image for the trailer is Magpie with a burning stick.
Yeah, so
setting things on fire.
So in the Untitled Goose Game, you'd go around stealing stuff and being a general menace. In Bad Magpie, it's the same thing, except now you're a magpie, and that's fun.
Yeah. Updates for Fallout 76. Don't care.
Well, this is a bit of a surprise one. Wolong 2 is going to be a thing. I was really hyped for Wolong 1, the Fallen Dynasty. That game was hard. That game was a brick to the face with the first boss.
Cool.
And now we're getting more of it.
Is this the one that's like, it's kind of halfway between a Souls-like and a Hunter-like?
Okay, the first game is Souls-like. The second game, I think, is going to be more akin to Monster Hunter, as you rightly deduce, because the trailer shows off the main character fighting like dragons and monsters and stuff, rather than dudes.
Yeah.
Also, he's got the power of the Phoenix, so that explains how come you can revive in this game.
Yeah. There's going to be a full expansion to Doom the Dark Ages. It's going to called Revelations. This one is not free on Game Pass, but the base game is.
Well, I was going to say, Rick, Doom the Dark Ages was on your hype list last year. You've still not played it, and now it's getting a DLC.
Yeah.
But fuck Doom the Dark Ages. Oh my god, Crazy Taxi's back.
Yeah, Crazy Taxi's back. Crazy Taxi World Tour.
Yeah, I'm kind of weirdly excited for this, because Crazy Taxi is one of those weird games where I like to play it for 20 minutes.
Exactly. It's a very good arcade game.
Oh, it's an excellent arcade game. It's why the switch to console was a bit... They didn't quite nail it.
Yeah, because you're playing it and they just take you out of it arbitrarily, it feels. Like, yes, you're running on arcade time and you can tell that it's an arcade port based on that how that works, but it's really annoying when you're just having fun in the world, and then it's just like, okay, no more fun allowed, start again.
Yeah, it was slightly more interesting when Simpsons Road Rage happened, because at least there was a goal every time. You'd unlock new characters and new maps, and there was a mission mode. It was crap, but it existed.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. If the price is reasonable, I will grab it on day one. Otherwise, it'll be one of those, I'll wait for a little bit off. But Crazy Taxi, I can't imagine it being more than 30 quid.
Yeah, probably.
That being said, I haven't got anything to talk about until the big other SMT announcement, so you take it from here.
Yeah, they're bringing out Minecraft Dungeons 2. I didn't play the first one, so good for you kids that like Minecraft Dungeons.
I don't even know what Minecraft Dungeons is. I know it's a standalone, not standalone, but like separate from Minecraft thing set in Minecraft. I don't really care about it, and that's fine. If people enjoyed the first game enough to make a second, then, as you say, good for them.
Yeah. Castlevania, though, this is one that I'm kind of interested in. We've not seen a 2D Castlevania in quite some time.
I want to point out, Rick, I fucking hate Castlevania. Okay, that's a bit of an example. I love the show. The show's fun. The show's fantastic. I don't like Metroidvania. So I don't like Metroid games and I don't like Castlevania games because it's a style of game I just don't enjoy. And I don't want to yuck other people's yums. I really don't. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I like those things, but I need to like it before I play it, you know? Like, Metroid, I'm invested in Metroid because Samus is in Smash Brothers. I'm invested in Castlevania because it's a long-running series that is respected. You bring out a new Metroidvania, I'm probably not going to be super interested in it unless it's got like a really fun gimmick that like calls to me on a primal level.
The amount of times, Rick, where I'm skipping through my discovery queue on Steam and it's just like I'm like, oh, this game looks cool and interesting. It has Metroidvania mechanics. Skip.
Yeah.
It can be the coolest looking game ever, but if it's a Metroidvania, there's no point in me looking at it because I'm not going to enjoy it, and I know I'm not.
However, the big one, Persona 6.
Okay, you say the big one. You get nothing. There's a minute and a half of them just saying, by the way, Persona 6 is a thing, which we knew. There's no date. It doesn't even say a year. It says as soon as it comes out, it will be immediately available on Game Pass, which I'd say this is probably a bigger win than the Persona 4 revival. When you mentioned this trailer to me, Rick, before I watched it, my immediate reaction was, this has to be because those leaks happened.
Yeah, like we only know about it because of the leaks. This is the first time it's being actually properly announced.
So we had leaks about this like last week. I was going to bring it up on the podcast, the review, but we didn't end up recording last week because of things behind the scenes, and that's fine. I'm not going to bring it up during the news during the next week either because we're talking about it now. They basically showed off character designs, including what might be the main character for the next game, and seeing as they've just like panic, it feels like panic revealed that yes, Persona 6 is coming, makes me feel those leaks weren't, unsubstantial.
Yeah, so I guess we watch this space to see if any of those get re-leaked or revealed.
Pretty much. I'm excited for what's next.
Yeah. Well, also during the Persona 6 thing, I was watching this one with Callie and Koseki Biju watching it, and Callie went absolutely fucking nuts. It was very cute. But yes, directly after that, Spyro: A Realm Beyond. So as we were telling you that Persona 6 was coming out, you were like, oh, okay, really? And then the Spyro thing came on. I was like, oh, okay, also Spyro.
I mean, I think my exact words were like, literally, fuck off, really?
Yes.
Because, I want to point out, we haven't had a new Spyro game since fucking 20 years. Or close enough to it. I don't actually know the exact date. And no, I'm not counting the Reignited trilogy, because that wasn't a new game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the only Spyro we've had in quite some time has just been remakes.
So yeah, this trailer also doesn't show us fuck all. It gives us a brief glimpse of something that made my heart fall, in that it might be open world, which is really good for this type of game, but whatever. We'll have to wait and see on that. I hope it's not. I hope that's just I hope that's just how big the home worlds are now, that you can just fly freely.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that those are just like large curated experiences rather than I like open worlds, but when you're doing things in a focused manner and trying to have a more curated experience, that's when they really fall flat. Because
open worlds don't play nice with collectathons, Rick.
No, they don't. If there's a million directions to go, you need a real big reason to go in the correct direction. And if you don't go that way, then you just make the game impossible for yourself.
Like, I fully appreciate the reason why the original Spyro games, Crash games, even like later games like Tyler Tasmanian Tiger and Sly Cooper. I understand the reason why they were isolated, like you'd go into realm gates basically to access levels. I understand that was a limitation of the systems at the time, but it also works. If you have a small area there's a ton of shit to do in this small area, but it's just this small area, it's a lot easier to manage than here's an open world, but there's nothing in it.
Yeah. Well, it's how we say the same thing about Souls games, but it goes all the way back to Demon Souls, of a curated experience of this is a level, the level has been designed. You go through the level and you experience it the way that it was intended. If you sequence break, that's up to you, but here are the challenges, here are some optional challenges, enjoy it. As opposed to an open world where you can just walk around it and not do it.
It's a bit of apples and oranges there, because Dark Souls is linear. There is a difference between linear and contained levels.
Yeah, I get it.
At least in my opinion. Come at me, audience. But yeah, I'm so excited for a new Spyro game. I've wanted a new Spyro game since forever. I didn't like the jump from PS1 to PS2 Spyro, because Enter the Dragonfly fucking sucks. And a lot of the games after weren't much better. The less said about the Game Boy games, the better. That being said, I'm excited. I've wanted this for a while. I hope they don't fuck it up. I hope they don't do to this what they did to Crash 4.
Fair enough.
And for those of you who haven't played Crash 4, they kind of fucked it up. They did too much. They were like, cool, here's 600 different ways to get gems, and it's like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Spyro. I'm looking forward to it. We've been given the release date of spring 2027, so within like the first quarter of next year, which is still a while away, but it's a bit more definitive than it might be February, it might be December.
Yeah. The next one though, like, I wasn't expecting to care about this.
I don't know what this is because I skipped it.
Yeah, so Clockwork Revolution. You're a bunch of ne'er-do-wells trying to do a heist in a gear punk world, and it fails. And your main character gets intercepted by some kind of bullshit time fairy and sent 25 years into the past. So you now have 25 years to build your team, shape the world, and change the world for the better or worse, or just better for you guys. The gameplay feels kind of like... It looks like a first-person kind of thing like Skyrim, but like the skills feel more Mass Effect-y, if you know what I mean.
I mean, Mass Effect is kind of... It's over-the-shoulder first-person shooter. Like,
yeah, it may as well be first-person. Like, it's over-the-shoulder because Gears of War was over-the-shoulder.
It really depresses me that that's the reason.
Yeah,
but it works,
like,
so who cares?
It does. And like you get to care about the character that you made and see the things that you've done to them. So yeah, I think it's one of the benefits over first person, especially when you can switch to the other characters in some games. Like you can't do it in Mass Effect, but you can in early Dragon Age.
Well, any Dragon Age that isn't Failguard.
Yeah. But the thing that's interesting about this is that it's a Xbox console exclusive, not even available on PC Game Pass.
That's weird.
I know, right? So I think they're trying to claw back identity for the Xbox, which I don't hate.
I do.
But it's just going to make it so that 6 people play this game.
Here's the thing, Rick. I hate that that's a thing they're doing. However, it is directly Sony's fault because Sony started it.
Yeah. So Sony superstarred it. Microsoft were like super happy to go, okay, we're going to buy these companies just so we're the ones with a finger in the pie making the money, and we're going to release it on all platforms. And Sony's like, oh yeah, cool, we're going to do the same thing, and we're making sure that all of the stuff that we care about that makes you buy our console are going to be console exclusive. And Xbox are going, oh, let's have a new CEO. The new CEO wants to copy your homework.
Well, it's one of those, Rick, where I think that's oversimplifying things a little bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, as far as I am concerned, Sony fired the first shot earlier this year when they were like, cool, people aren't buying our single-player games on Steam, so we're not going to do that anymore. And it's a real kick in the teeth. It really is. And, like, of course people aren't fucking buying them on Steam. You're releasing them a year and a half later.
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
Yeah. Hopefully FF7 Part 3 comes out multi-platform at the first instance, because you're going to get spoilers if it's PlayStation exclusive, and by the time it comes to PC...
With all due respect, Rick, fuck off. It's FF7. You know what's going to happen.
Okay, you know what's going to happen, but like there are spoilers towards the things that are different. So like, you know,
But I want to point out, Rick, before you say anything, I'm completely unspoiled.
Okay, you not found the retcon beasts. Okay, cool.
No, I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Cool. No, this is from like the very first part of Part 1. Like,
But what I'm saying is, Rick, I haven't played that game and I don't know any of the changes.
Yeah.
It's not as rampant as you're claiming it to be. If you watch a video called "I'm going to play all of Final Fantasy VII Remake now," that's fucking on you.
Yeah. But yeah, there are things that will get leaked out into the universe as soon as they're available for the general public to experience, and yeah, I really hope that we get to experience it at the same time.
It's also Final Fantasy VII. It's got a month exclusivity on PlayStation, which isn't a lot.
Oh, is it a month? Okay, cool. Yeah,
it was the last two times.
Oh no, the last two times it was like over a year.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but I'm also not going to argue with you because I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the only one that cares about this. And that's going to be it for today.
So I didn't mean I don't care as in I don't care about your feelings on the subject. I mean I don't care if I'm right. Like no. Because if I got the timing wrong, my bad. But I don't care because I'm not invested. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I felt the need to clarify because I didn't want to end us to end on saltiness there. That being said, yeah, we're going to end there because the last announcement for Xbox was Gears of War again and the new Call of Duty, which frankly Rick and I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah, this wasn't revealed during this, but we've got a little bit more insight into BioWare's Exodus.
I don't know what that is.
It's their new thing. It's kind of Mass Effect-y, kind of not. Archetype is the developer, but they're basically basing it super around Mass Effect. There's a lot of people from the BioWare team that have like come off to make this, and instead of Paragon or Renegade, you got Paladin and Immortal.
Cool. Rick, unfortunately, I've been given a text that I need to rush this because I need to go somewhere.
Okie dokie. So, if you like the video, you've got a comment section down below on YouTube. Tell us what you were most hyped for from this release of future releases, and if you don't
we'll
have the
probably do
comment
this
section
again in the future. The next time we have a big old reveal weekend, we'll probably just go fuck it. Retrospective is just going to be us talking about new games that we want to play.
Yeah, instead of like an hour and a half preamble before a review. If you don't have a comment section, you can instead send an email to
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah, thanks everybody. It's going to be a go bad from me.
Yes, and so sorry for making us wrap up quickly, but we weren't meant to go past one, and we have. So yeah, we'll see you again next week, guys, for hopefully another video game talk.
Yeah, bye everybody.